I just got back from work and I really don't want to be filming at the moment, but I need to do it because I need to be productive. Productive is poop. I just want to play video games. Preferably Sims, or maybe Arcade. I like those games. Oh, or maybe Kingdoms of Amular. I haven't played that game in a while and I really like it. Hello there, fellow booktubians. My name is Samantha and today I have another update video for you for my Ellen Hopkins month-a-thon. Month-readathon. Yeah. So I mentioned last week that I was like 2/3 of the way done with this book. Well, I finished it, obviously. All done with this. So, yep, I finished Identical by Ellen Hopkins. I also finished Tricks by Ellen Hopkins, so that was a thing. The last book that I finished was Burned by Ellen Hopkins, so yes. And then I just started Smoke by Ellen Hopkins, which is the second book in the Burned series. I don't know if there's an actual term for the series name, but I'm just going to call it the Burned series. So, just started this book. I'm currently reading it at the moment, as you can see by my floppy bookmark. My cat likes to play with it. I described basically what all of these books are about in my that was last month. September, yeah, I was right. September wrap-up and October TBR. I described what all of these books are about, so I will link to that video if you would like a description of all of the books that I just read. So let me get on to what I liked and didn't like about all the books and which ones were my favorite. Like I said, the 3 books that I finished this week are the only ones that I'm going to be judging. I'm not going to include Smoke in my comparison of the 3 books because I'm only a little bit into it. I have finished the book before, but I don't think it'd be fair because it's not really fresh in my mind. So yes, let's begin. So out of these 3 books, I think maybe Tricks might be my favorite. I don't think Burned is my favorite just because the ending is so sad and it just made me sad. Oh god, it made me so sad. And my heart couldn't take it. And I'm not a huge fan of sad books because it just, oh, it makes me so sad. So, Burned is out of the running. Identical, I don't know. It's just Tricks and Identical. I think I just like Tricks more. Like, I love Identical, but it's one of my favorite books by Ellen Hopkins, but I just think Tricks is better. I just love Tricks. I told you in my TBR that this book is basically a bunch of teenagers, 5 teenagers that come into the job of turning tricks and their stories as to why they started turning tricks. The only thing I have to say that I did not enjoy about this book that I liked better about the other books was that Identical only had 2 points of views, Burned had 1, this one had 5 points of views. So sometimes it was kind of confusing to remember which character is which, so that was a little bit difficult to keep in track, but it's still one of my favorites because the endings. I am a sucker for a good ending, and not necessarily that this was a happy ending, but it showed you all of the different things that could happen. Like, some people had a happy ending, some people had a bad ending. It tells you everything that could, basically anything that could possibly go wrong in this field of work. A nice way to put it. But it's kind of like a tie between these 3 because I just love all of Ellen Hopkins' books. But I think I'm going to have to go with Tricks being my favorite because the ending was, same thing with last week. It wasn't that I enjoyed the ending better, it sat better with me than the other ones, maybe. Also, at work, I sit there for 8 hours and usually listen to music, and I discovered that I can listen to audiobooks. Mind you, I'm not a huge fan of audiobooks, because I have a hard time concentrating on whatever I'm doing and then listening to a book at the same time. That's why I prefer reading books more than audiobooks. But I did finish 2 audiobooks this week. I finished Seriously I'm Kidding by Ellen DeGeneres, and I love Ellen DeGeneres. It was a really funny book. If you haven't read it, read it because it's funny. I also, well, I'm like 5 minutes away from finishing We Were Liars by, I don't remember their name. I can see the audiobook thing right where I'm standing, but I cannot remember. One second. E. Lockhart is the author's name. And that book. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, 5 minutes away from basically finishing it. So I'll write a review. Probably won't do a video review of it because, again, audiobook, it's kind of hard for me to listen to everything, so I probably missed a few things. But I'll probably end up reading it maybe. I don't know, to be honest, since I know what the whole mystery ending of the book is. I don't know if I'll actually end up reading it, but I'll write a review on like Goodreads. So I will post a link to that if you want to read that. So yeah. So yes, that is my quick wrap up for this week. You know what books I have finished, what books I have started, and by books I mean the book I have started. And hopefully by the time this is uploaded, I will be a little bit farther into my book because I will be reading a little bit today and playing video games today, preferably reading a little bit more so I can get more of my books done. I'm actually getting pretty far into my TBR. I have read about 5 books. I started 1 and I have 7 more. 2, 4, 6, 7, 7 more to read. But Rumble has still not come in the mail and I'm very angry about this. I'm a super unhappy camper right now. But yes, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed watching because I sure as hell love talking. I will see you next time. Oh yeah. I forgot one book. I forgot one of the books I read. I'm trying to figure out why I read the second book in the series but not the first one. Yeah. Everything's gonna fall.